Hey guys, this is Miss Binky. I'm coming to y'all today. I'm doing a video on something that I saw. One of my sorrows talking about on YouTube. This beautiful brown baby doll. She was talking about she went on a date with this guy and how she's 28 and she doesn't have any kids. And coincidentally, watching her video, I had a talk with my great grandmother today, and I'm 24. Well, I will be 24 in November. I do not have any kids. I've never been married. I'm about to graduate college in December of 2012. And one thing that is very hard to find is a black man that is educated, hasn't been to jail, and does not have kids. Having kids seems like it is an epidemic. And she was talking about she doesn't want to bring kids into a world or a community that she's not ready for. And that's exactly why I don't have kids. Not for just the fact that I don't particularly care for them, but I'm not married, and if I'm not married, I don't see the need for me to have any kids, because who am I going to raise kids with if I'm not married? Second of all, I think 24 for me is too young to have kids. My grandmother was saying that if you're past 25 and you're not married, you're an old maid, because one of my older aunts, she's in her 30s, and she doesn't have any kids, and she's not married, but she's looking for this, Christian, God-fearing man that works in an office that makes all this money. And my grandmother said she's never going to get married because her standards are too high. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I don't believe that your standards can be too high for anything. If you know what you want and what you want is realistic, then I think it's proper. For me, I know exactly what I want. I want somebody that loves me, that can care for me, that does things that I think are romantic or sweet. Money to me is not very important. My family has money. I have a job. I have money. I pay my own car payment, my own rent, my own bills, everything. My parents don't help me like that. My parents have raised me to be independent because they said that they won't always be there, because my parents' parents are deceased, and you have to learn how to stand on your own. And that's one thing I value that my parents taught me, was to be able to stand on my own without a man, without somebody paying my bills or whatever. For me, a man is an emotional attachment. It's not a necessity. And one thing about us as black people, or as black women, 40% of black women never get married. So in all actuality, the fact that all of us women thinking that there's this beautiful black man out there on a horse that's coming to get us, 40% of us are never going to have that dream unless you go and get another race of men. And we as a people have to do better on this kid thing. She was saying that she gets really hard looks for the fact that she's 20 and she doesn't have kids. For me, I give other people looks if you are not married and you have kids. Not to say that there's nothing wrong with you if you do. It's just something that I was raised that was wrong. Because in my family, everybody that has kids, they're married. Whether they've been married before or, they're divorced now. But when they had the kids, they were married. And my parents have been married for 25 years. I'm about to be 24. My parents were married before they had me. And I'm the oldest child. I'm the only child. Well, the first child of both my parents. Neither one of them have kids outside of our marriage. I have a younger sister that's 17. We're 6.5 years apart. But my thing is, I don't think it's good or healthy for our community to keep bringing kids into the world that are not going to be taken care of. We have a lot of black fathers that are not in pictures, or even black parents, because a lot of people that I know, when I went to high school, they were raised by their grandparents or aunts or cousins or whatever. My kids will be taken care of by me. I don't believe in other people raising your kids. I don't want my kids to be in daycare, because other people are teaching my kids values and things to their liking and not to mine. I would rather stay at home with my kids, or my husband stay home with my kids until they reach school age, and then once they go to school, whoever was staying at home can go back to work or whatever have you. But I don't believe in the whole, don't you think your ovaries are drying up? I don't think that's the reason to have kids. That is way beyond the dumbest thing I've heard in my life. Just because you're older and you don't have kids doesn't mean your ovaries are drying up. It means you're being smart. If you put something else up in front of having kids and being a trophy wife or whatever, I would love to be a wife. I would love to have kids. But if it never happens, I'm not going to cry over it, because that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I got to deal with the card I was dealt. I'm black, so that gives me a 40% chance that I won't be married to a black man, and I like black men. Go figure. Anyway, this is a little tidbit for y'all. Normally I'm talking about hair or something else, but something I wanted to share because I watched her video and I had talked to my grandmother today, and it just was all going on, and I was just like, you know what, I ought to talk about this today. But y'all let me know what y'all think out there. Something that I've been talking about a lot because on Twitter and everything, everybody's talking about because I am Greek, I'm AKA, they were saying we had a trending topic going on, if you were to marry a certain Greek or whatever, what would you do? And my funniest one was, if I married a Sigma, I just would tell nobody I got married, but it was a joke. Don't get mad. Anyways, let me know what y'all think. I hope y'all are having a great day, and